My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who I think basically built a career off of betraying somebody else, or they felt like in order to get what they wanted, this magician had to, maybe sacrifice some morals or betray a friend in order to be able to get their dream. Um, it feels a little bit like this person was willing to throw anyone under the bus or ignore other obligations that they had because there's really just this singular goal or focus that the magician seems to have had, and it could be around fame or being a celebrity. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I'm just kind of feeling like maybe it would be smart to say that remember, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly, right? Stuff. Yeah, it's all alleged. Hello, Key Controller. How you doing? Hello, Famous Seamus. What's going on? So let's dive in with the situations deck. Ooh, and see what else we've got going on. Good morning, stuff. Yep, it is definitely early. It is 7:25 here. Sometimes when it starts to get cool out, I like to wake up a little bit early, you know? Hey, fam. I was going to say, hey, fam. Does that work for you, Jamie? Hey, Kristen. What's going on? So we've got intervention, rescue, others involved. And I've got to say, I'm not really thinking it's the first or the second. I think this is saying there's multiple people that were involved in this situation, even though the focus is I want to achieve this main goal, right? This difficult thing to do. I do feel like there were other people that may have contributed to, whether knowingly or not, this person feeling like, okay, I want everybody to look at me like I'm the GOAT, right? The greatest. Okay, so I do feel like there is someone who loved in a very like respectful, genuine, authentic way. This could be what the Ten of Swords is in reference to. Okay. Yeah, I do feel like there was some sort of betrayal or disappointment, heartbreak, and I do think it has to do with some sort of transportation, possibly a car, when somebody was younger. So I don't feel like this is very recent. I do feel like it would have been at least a couple years ago. Happy birthday to your friend, Rohit. Hello, Gnostic. How are you doing? Excuse me. Hello, Kushbu. If you'd like me to take personal questions at the end of the reading, I will do so if I hit $15 USD for the tips. But please be sure to like and subscribe as well. Yeah, okay, so I do think we've got manipulative energy that knows this person loves me. This person would do whatever I ask of them. So I do feel like this is relying on somebody who is desperately in love or very much so wants to be with you, relying on that person to accomplish these goals, even though they may not be clearly stated or even though they may not be what that person wants for you. Hello, Paul. How are you doing? Thank you, Renee. So we've got crickets, silence, non-action, and come together, reconciliation, spiritual union, soul contract. I think there's a reunion after a long time between these two. And I do feel like this was at least a couple years ago. I do feel like there was a passionate, powerful love that was primarily one direction. And this individual was like, well, it's so great that you're that in love with me because, you know, I can do whatever I want and you don't really get mad about it. Or I can ask you to like drop this money off at the bank. Weird little things like that, right? Hey, Katrina. Hey, Aqua Beauty, how's it going? All right, I think I'll pull a few from the Earth and Bones Oracle, and then we'll dig into some tarot. Hello, Ellen. How you doing? Do you pronounce it Thiago or Tiago? Not much. Aisha, not at this time. If we do get tips over $15, I will take personal questions, but I do put priority on the questions from those that tip. Hello, Samuel. How are you doing? So we've got shelter. Number 1, spiritual growth, revival, accountability, and healing. So I've gone through difficult times. That's why I'm loving. That's why I love this person. But I feel like this person who is doing whatever they can or has done whatever they could for somebody, as they look back on it, they feel like they offered much more than they were able to receive or that was offered in return, right? Hey, I do like curry, but you kind of suck. But at least it's like a yellow profile picture too, because yellow curry is kind of my thing. Yes, I would say that's correct, Aqua Beauty. Hello, Prakar. Yes, although I will say once we hit $15, then I do tend to take a few that people do not pay for. Just make sure you like and subscribe. So we've got Fate, number 23, kind of like the reason you're in my live stream. Here's the thing. I feel somebody has done what they could to try to control their own destiny. I do feel like there was some jealousy here, and this betrayal, this could be trying to take the energy of somebody else or even steal the artistic work of someone else. Coming to mind would be the numerous folks that have published books that were actually written by someone else, but they claimed it as their own. This is somebody who has gotten where they have gotten because they took something from someone else or because they pushed someone under the bus, right? They wanted it all for them. Hello, Josephine. Hello, Naveen. Oh yes, there's usually a couple that will tip a little at a time, but I hope you're doing well. So we've got Enchanter, number 22, self-evaluation, awakening, purpose, independence, and confidence. Perhaps we have this hermit energy or self-evaluation, looking at things because the years have passed and now it's gotten to the point where you start to think back on what's happened and, oh, that's weird. I just thought of Rumpelstiltskin. And I feel like those were always questionable deals, right? Maybe this person knows that they don't have much longer to enjoy what they've worked to acquire. Yeah, I woke up early. Hello, Fate of the Fallen. How are you doing? Hello, Renal. You're close, but whatever. So we've got the Justice in the reverse and the World in the reverse. Is it because I have a better voice than you? Do you sound like, hello, my name is Renal? I'm just gonna ask you not to be disrespectful, but you know, I blocked you from the channel, so I guess that's really just asking you to be nice to other people on YouTube because, I don't know, maybe you need a hobby? So we've got Justice, the World, and the Reverse, and the Devil. I don't know any other way to say it, you guys. This feels to me like someone asked, hey, how does one go about selling one's soul? Just curious. That's what I'd like to do. This person made some sort of a deal. It was not a very good deal. They knew it wasn't a good deal, but they couldn't help themselves. That's what I want. I want to be famous, or I want to be rich, or I want to have that person fall in love with me. It's probably not that one. I do feel like it's pertaining to fame or status or wealth. But they know that their time's almost up. It hasn't quite finished yet. But this deal or whatever has happened, they know that it put them in a precarious spot. But, you know, like 10 years down the road, right? Oh, what's that movie? Loopers? Is that what it's called? With Bruce Willis and then, oh, what's your name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt? Is that his name? Who's like the younger Bruce Willis, right? Yeah. It's a good movie. It's a little creepy, I'm not gonna lie, but there's part of that movie that says, you know, in 30 years, then it's done. No more career, no more really anything. So we've got this like struggle, right? To accept that I, you know, got this deal, I got what I wanted, but I know that I'm not gonna be able to keep it, right? Hello, Saffron. Aw, Sala, would I disappoint you to say that I actually have a very strong friendship and relationship with my father? I know, it probably only works out for you if you find people that don't, huh? Maybe work on that, right? Says a lot about your confidence. Hello, Adrian, how are you doing? Hello, JB. Hello, Shamika. Hello, Michael. Suresh, don't you worry. I haven't cut my hair in like 5 years. Well, I did cut it once myself. Hello, Grace. How are you doing? Hello, Mr. Should I say Cyrus? Hello, Shanice. We've got King of Swords and the Reverse. Weird. Renee was just talking about narcissists. I would align with this reading, y'all. This is somebody who was willing to do whatever it took to get famous, whatever it took to get rich, whatever it took to be, you know, the best doctor in town. Whatever they wanted to be, they got it. But it came at a pretty steep price. And I do feel like it's time focused, right? They know they can only have what they've fought so hard for a certain period of time, and then time to step down or somebody else is going to get that, right? Tania? I swear you just change your name every day and tell me I look like Emma Stone every day. It's like not possible that there's that many people who say it. You're funny, Key. Hello, Lucian. How are you doing? So we've got the Seven of Rings, or the Seven of Pentacles, with the Four of Swords, and the Page of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. This feels to me like I know that I could continue. Like I have what it takes, or I have the strength, right? I'm not too old. But I feel like this is where I have to stop. I can't keep going because there is something here that I know. It's like I have to go pay the piper. This Four of Swords, this is like, now I need to rest or I'm going to lose that magic. There's that Twilight Zone episode where the gentleman is gifted inhuman strength. I think they said it was like 300 times the strength of an average human. And he gets all like, you know, arrogant, like, I can throw everything around, watch this, see that, isn't that great? And it's also these aliens can study how humans react to it, right? But with the Page of Swords in the reverse, just like in that episode, we have somebody who's losing this like je ne sais quoi or like star quality. Difference being this one seems to know that they're going to lose it or that they're going to no longer have that, right? Hey, Carrie. Hello, Jess. Indeed, it is a general. Hello, Mohammed. Hello, Corey. Yes, I would agree, Jamie. Hello, Rowdy. You first. It happens, Key Controller. Did I say hello to Bitchy Tata? I hope so. So we've got the Four of Rings in the reverse and Strength in the reverse. Yeah. It's like I feel the magic leaving my body. So if this person did any kind of spell work or did make some kind of deal, they can tell that whatever used to make them special or whatever has helped them gain this notoriety or this fame, they don't have it anymore. They lost their mojo, right? So they feel like it's only a matter of time, life is going to change, and it's not in a way that they want it to. Hello, is it Hemi? Hello, Diana. Thank you. How are you doing? Hello, Agreement. What's going on? Oh, well, it certainly isn't going to be me, sweetheart. But you know what? I'm pretty sure there are websites for that. Did your tarot reader also tell you to go to the appropriate websites when you want to get horny? Hello, how's it going? Is it Io? So we've got the Ace of Swords and the Chariot. You know, like when you go to the right place based on what it is that you need. This is somebody who knows the truth is that the change they fear is coming soon. They don't really know what to expect with the Seven of Cups, other than I know I'm not going to be able to keep doing what it is that I've been doing. I can't lie about this anymore, right? Or the deal that I made is coming to a close. I can't ask that trickster to do anything else, right? Another Seven of Pentacles. I do think we have somebody getting a little bit desperate. You know, I don't want this to change. I'm not ready for my life to change. Hey, Tony, just stop, man. I'm blocking you. It seems like pretty negative intentions. Hello, Danny. Hello, Madison. How's it going? Hello, Shreya. Hey, Em. Hey, just like maybe start off the conversation by like saying hi. Yeah, that would be really cool of you. I might do personal questions at the end of the general reading, okay? Hello to Bear. Hello, Peter. Hello, Balu Bear. What's going on? Oh, I hope you learn how to be more respectful. That's probably why you don't get interactions any other way. Weird that that came out. We were talking about a deal, right? I think this is somebody who knows that they aren't able to extend this situation for themselves, wealth, status, or fame. They want to, it's like they're getting desperate. What can I do? I don't want this to stop yet. I'm not ready for this to be over. I still have so much more to give, or I have so much more to say. I'm still creative. What was that movie? I think it was called Showgirls, right? Where like the elder passes off to something else, right? Y'all wildin'. Are you? Hello, Sultan. Let's see where that one goes. Good morning, Misty. How are you doing? Hello, Tanya. Yeah, we do have 3 sevens in a row with the 7 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, plus the Chariot is number 7, so it's actually 4 in a row. And I've just pulled the 7 of Wands. So I pulled all 5 of the 7s that would be in this gold foil tarot. And we also have the 3 of Cups. This is like someone saying, I'm calling a meeting. I know you told me that I only get 5 years, but I want 10. I know you told me that, you know, this was the end of the deal, or this is when I would have to do my end of the bargain, but I'm not ready yet. I'm not willing. So selfish people going selfish, right? They want more. Thank you, Krista. I appreciate that. Hello, Brenda. What's going on? Hello, Bruce. Gnostic, did you just say mint to mean like cool? Because that's like my favorite thing ever. Super British. Hey, Paul, you're welcome to chat, but we don't do that here. No politics, please. Oh, I guess I just like completely blocked you because you didn't listen to that. Hello, Tomas. How are you doing? Hello. What's up? Hello, Philip. We've got 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. They feel like they're going to lose it all. They feel like they have the best lifestyle. They feel like they have everything they've ever wanted. And now it's like, I have to accept living in a studio apartment. And I've been living in like the penthouse, right? They don't want things to change. They're like getting desperate. They're trying to figure out, how can I game the system again? How can I like extend this despite what I'm supposed to invariably accept as... That's the end of that chapter. They don't want it to be over. It's like, hey, maybe I could just like time travel back 5 years. Maybe I could talk to Michael Keaton about, wait, no, Bill Murray? Bill Murray, about Groundhog Day. Hey, Bill, big fan. Just curious, was that like real, the Groundhog Day thing? Because like, I'd really like to know how to make that happen. Yeah, same day, over and over again. What do you think? Was it real? They don't know how to like let go of this life. It's what they want, right? Thank you, Tomas. Oh, what do you think, Mr. Brown? Hello, Spartan. Sultan, I love that you've got 313 in your name. Hello, Annette. Hello, Rana. Aw, well, I hope you figure that one out. All right. So last but not least, we have somebody who's made a decision. It's not probably a very good decision. This is a decision that means we've got somebody who is trying to find yet another trickster way to get what it is that they want. But I have a feeling this isn't going to go the way they expect it to, because it's like they've gotten more desperate, right? So they're not as focused on making sure things are, ooh, let's actually go with this one. Maybe they're not like checking their sources. Maybe they're not, you know, working with the most trustworthy individuals. Good morning, Lee. How are you doing? Hello, DeMarco. Hello, Carmencita. I feel that. I love it, Gnostic. Don't tell anyone, but I maybe have a little, like, I loved watching Geordie Shore, not Jersey. Well, I mean, that was back in the day. But Geordie Shore was a really fun, like, linguistics lesson. Like, now I know what it means if somebody makes a mug of you. Or us. So, okay. I don't like that. We had the children card earlier, and we have the child again. I feel like this is somebody who, at a very young age, made a bad decision. That was the first time they made some sort of deal or offer, or they feel like they had to do whatever it took to get famous, right? But I did. That's all right. I'm here. I'm stinking rich, right? Hello, Shraddha. How are you doing? Hello, Spiritual Swag. You're my neighbor. What's up, Joe? Hello, is it Cone? So we've got high honor, courtship, mature man. Okay, well, this is kind of concerning because it does feel to me like because of the deal that they made, because of their like status or their ability to, you know, become famous, they have this love interest, like I mentioned in the beginning of the reading, this person who seems to be just like head over heels. There's nothing that would change my mind. I think you're just like the most amazing thing in the world. And it's on kind of bordering on worship. I hesitate to give the celebrity couple example in my mind. What if I just say the initials? JB. Does that help you out? But I feel like there's someone here who's just kind of like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing. What do you need me to do? Oh, I can absolutely light your cigarette for you. Which in I Love Lucy, Lucille Ball did for one episode, and it drove Ricky completely crazy. And then he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna make you do everything for me so that you get sick of it and you stop feeling that way. This is one of those situations where somebody is like so like, oh, you're dreamy in their relationship that they don't really have many rules or standards, and they do as they're told or as they're asked because they don't want to like be replaced or lose that connection. Hey, Peter, we're not going to talk politics in here, okay? Thank you. Is it Sasuke? Thank you, Shreya. Hello, Uncelebrity. If we get to $15 in tips, I will do personal questions at the end. And thank you for liking and subscribing. I sure do appreciate it. Hello, Joe. How are you doing? It was a good one, wasn't it, Famous Seamus? Of course, I pretty much love them all. So we've got the sarcophagus and the man in a shirt. I say that because there are two number 29s with a man, and one has no shirt and one has a shirt. And I'm sorry if you were hoping for the one without a shirt. I gotta be honest though, this feels to me like the person who was thrown under the bus. This could be the person who actually wrote the screenplay or actually choreographed, or the vocals were actually theirs, right? This is someone who was taken from. The magician, the person who made this deal, they took something from this person. So we have the sun. And the mountain and the bear. It kind of feels to me like this cycle completes with there being some sort of investigation or someone who's really curious. I want to know if this really happened, and then they are willing to go the lengths required to find out, yo, this magician person, they are not on the up and up. They did something kind of shady, you know? Hello, Mix. How are you doing? From Chicago. I'm originally from Minneapolis, and Chicago it kind of feels like home. I don't really like the traffic there, but I don't know that I like the traffic of any city, so. But I love Chicago, so welcome. Hey, MX. If it's not for you, that's fine. But I have proven you wrong like 19,000 times. Hello, Hoipsh. Please don't call me babe. My name is Carmen. What's up, Blue? If I didn't mention it, this is the Gilded Reverie. It's an extended Lenormand. So we've got the house card, or the home. It feels to me like somebody is getting a visit they don't want. Perhaps something that went unnoticed for a long time is now being rehashed or has resurfaced, because we've got curious individuals doing a little bit of looking around, like in this labyrinth or this maze. It's like, you know what? We never really looked here, but maybe there's something here. Or maybe something that had been hidden for years, all of a sudden, because of changes in technology, now we can access that information. It feels like things have changed enough where now we have somebody who is genuinely concerned that they're losing their place in society or this wealth or status, not just because maybe their time is up, but because they've got some information that is not really flattering that is coming out. And that could be by design, right? Maybe that's just how these things end. Hello, Betrayed. Hello, Nayal. Is it Nigel? Hey, Hallucination. Do me a favor and be a little respectful for me, gay? Hello, Amanda. How are you doing? So we've got extraterrestrial and empath. Galactic, star races, light codes, ancient and origins, and empath, sensitivity, receptive, alone time, absorb, and replenish. Yeah. This feels to me like someone who was able to embrace a type of creativity that changed an industry or changed how people perceive things. To be honest, when I looked at this card, what I saw was David Bowie. And I don't feel like this reading is about David Bowie, but that's the kind of example, right? Somebody who has a talent that is so obvious that you can't deny it, even if it seems a little bit out there or different, which I feel is fair to say about David Bowie. He revolutionized some things, right? So we've got some sense that they have partnered up with a very sensitive individual, someone who is an empath. And this person who's been very loving and doting and maybe even a little bit obsessive, I feel is starting to notice things because of their sensitivity to changes or the weather or this person's mood. And they're starting to wonder, like, what's actually going on here? Hello, Talia. I do offer long-form personal readings. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. Otherwise, if we get to $15 in tips, I will take personal questions, prioritizing, of course, those that have tipped. But I hope you're having a good day. And thank you for liking the video as well. Ooh, I don't like this. Yeah. This is somebody who made a deal that they should not have made, and it was because they really, no matter what, they wanted to be famous or they wanted to be successful. Hey, comments. You don't know what you're talking about. Hello, is it Healy? How are you doing? Hello, John. Yes, I have before. Delay, I do not do FaceTime readings. Just because, you know, sometimes it's unreliable. But also, I work best when I do readings with a little bit less of the back and forth, because I work best with little to no background information. Otherwise, sometimes it can kind of bias, like I'm trying to fit it into a puzzle, right? As opposed to just letting the message come through. But also because That's my number, and I don't really want to be giving that up. You know? Hello, Jennifer. How are you doing? So here's the deal. I do feel like we've got somebody, thank you, Aqua Beauty. We've got somebody here who was able to make the life they wanted for themselves because they did a spell or made a deal that they shouldn't have. And now it's feeling like that happy, you know, I got what I wanted energy is subsiding. Now we've got somebody who's worried about what comes next, or now that I maybe don't get to stay in this position that I fought to acquire, now what happens? I do feel like there's some fear, right? Hey, Dead Fox, I don't think that's the insult that you think it is. But I don't really like your negative attitude, so I'm gonna put you in a timeout. Yeah, I mean, I would email me, John. I would think that would be better to do as a private reading. Hello, baby, how are you doing? Hello, Mark. So we've got crystal ball, intuition, clairvoyance, and focus. Oh no, this person's getting found out by the person who loves them. So as this wealthy, famous, whatever they are, right? I got what I wanted person is dealing, like grappling with their luck coming to an end. The person who has doted on them and been like in love or even obsessed with them is starting to see the signs of what's really going on. They're starting to realize, oh my gosh, I think this person may have done like a deal with them. They're freaking out. They're like, is this what I really think it is? Their intuition is on point because they have done some healing, right? But they're starting to see with clear eyes the person that they have loved. And they realize that they didn't see the truth about this person. They didn't want to see who this person really was, right? Sasuke, yes, I do. Yep. There's also quite a lot of twin flame readings on my channel. Yeah, go ahead and like the video, please. I would definitely appreciate that. I hope you have a good day, Jimmy. So we've got cauldron, intention, alchemy, and manifestation. All right. Yeah, I think they gained their fame or wealth or status trying to steal someone else's destiny, take somebody else's energy, take their intellectual property or their creative works. And that's how this person built their life. And this spouse of theirs or partner who has loved them and appreciated them and maybe even been a little bit obsessed with them is starting to become aware of the lengths this person went to get to the place that they are or to acquire the life that they have. And I think it's affecting whether or not they love this person. I think they're starting to question, like, who did I actually marry? This is the Love Oracle. Carmencita's asking, what's the difference between soulmate and twin flame? The difference is you'll have many soulmates in your life. There's not just one. And some of them are platonic. So that like really great friend who's always there for you, that's a soulmate. It's just, it doesn't have to be romantic, right? With a twin flame, that is a very specific spiritual journey that often is marked by periods of separation and periods of closeness, right? Where the passion is off the charts. People don't seem to understand the connection that you have. There's probably a lot of external judgment, people thinking that the two of you shouldn't be together. But I would definitely say the focus in the twin flame journey is about your healing. And if you do right by yourself, that's how things have a beautiful outcome, right? But you don't always end up with the twin flame because it requires both of you to go through that spiritual journey and do it justice, right? How's it going, Patty? Hey, Nathan. Perhaps on the next reading, I'm going to have to close it out soon. Hello, Alfred. So we have this open heart, and this is the person who has loved the trickster, right? The one who made the deal. And they're starting to realize there's attachments here. They're starting to see that maybe something kind of strange is going on with this person, that maybe they don't actually have the skill or the talent that they claim to. They're starting to question, who is this person hanging out with? Why are they talking to somebody that is so intimidating or scary? Because they're on the verge of making a decision to try to hold on to this fame or this wealth that is quite sketchy, right? So now we've got a loss of the love because this person couldn't accept what they got out of this deal. They wanted more. They are now going to lose more, right? Because they have exposed what their true character is to this person who has loved them. Breaking point, limit, final straw. So their greed, their determination to stay in this spot where they're not meant to stay, that wasn't even really theirs to begin with, is going to result in a breakdown of this romantic connection that has added a lot of support or, of course, loving energy to their life. So clarity is hitting their partner, but I think is perhaps eluding the person who actually made the deal because they are so focused on retaining what they want or being famous, being rich, that they can't see what's going on around them. All right. Patty, well, if you're on Facebook, I am not on Facebook. So if there is a Facebook claiming to be Wicked Ones Tarot, please report it for me. I'm only on YouTube. I did start an Instagram account, but I do not maintain it anymore. So yeah, if there's someone on Facebook claiming to be me, please be cautious and report them. Hello, Michael. How you doing? Thank you. All right, I will see you all on the next reading. Toodles.